You've been enlisted into a top-secret live stream called Pull the Ultra Trigger, a weekly live watch and review featuring Enshohma and KaijuNoir. So strap yourself in to a brightly colored, nitro-filled funny jet. It's time to pull the Ultra Trigger.
I made that with the bitmap on the Windies.
I hope they don't hit each other too hard.
Smite it, smite it.
And I'm searching for my knight in shining armor. No way.
Way. No, are you being sarcastic or sincere or a little bit both?
Smite it, smite it. Smite it, smite it.
TPC alert. TPC alert.
Smite it, smite it.
You've been enlisted into a top-secret live stream called Pull the Ultra Trigger, a weekly live watch and review featuring Enshohma and KaijuNoir. So strap yourself in to a brightly colored, nitro-filled funny jet. It's time to pull the Ultra Trigger.
I made that with the bitmap on the Windies.
I hope they don't hit each other too hard.
Smite it, smite it.
And I'm searching for my knight in shining armor. No way.
Way. No, are you being sarcastic or sincere or a little bit both?
Smite it, smite it. Smite it, smite it.
Hello everybody, welcome to Pull the Ultra Trigger. So, I'm not going to apologize for the technical snafu, not at all, so screw all of you. But let's see who's in the chat that will be screwed by tonight's double feature. Yes, we're doing another double feature tonight. We have Goji Shay, Toku Punk Productions, Warrior King Forever, Brandzant Films, Doomzilla, and that's actually pretty good turnout so far. So let me bring my co-host for tonight, as well as turn on the fan to keep my beautiful visage cool, because I myself is very cool. So, God, I really hope, where are we? Okay, and now here's my co-host, the one and only KaijuNoir.
God damn it, Ralph!
What
You just had to screw up, didn't you?
It isn't a Enshohma live stream without me screwing up somehow.
Is Dirty McCorruption so in charge of the main control room? Is he the one managing all of the buttons? Did he spill Coke over the control panel?
Well, okay, I'm looking at the recording studio behind the soundproof window. Dirty McCorruption is having a knife fight with Boo. The Crimson Weirdo is dancing with some strippers, and there's a fire happening in there too. No offense, you used to be the master of impressions, but now whenever you do an impression of like our characters, even Brayton to extent, it's always like one note Pokemon noises. So
What do you mean I'm doing the voices of one note?
Okay, so Doomzilla says, "Oh boy, time for some cringy double features." Yes,
what do you mean? There's nothing cringy about Ultraman. Ultraman is cool. Gosh darn it!
Indeed. So, and Warrior King says, "I'd like to see you all that drawn, Raph." Okay. So, all right. So, last week we had a pretty fun time checking out Dada from Ultraman Powered, followed by yes, the episode Who's My Daddy. Tonight we have Pull the Ultra Trigger episode 10, Gettin Stone with Gargorgon. And yes, last week I was very excited because not only is Dada one of my favorite Ultraman monsters, but it was a lesser known version of Dada, and something we desperately needed because I don't think we have enough obscure Ultraman kaiju as it is. But
Nor Hot Wheel toys.
Yes. I don't understand the context of what you just said, but it's hilarious that just comes out of your mouth. I want Hot Wheels. Or
Seriously, he threw toys at Hot Wheel toys.
I totally forgot about. Okay,
what
sorry.
the fuck is wrong with you? They brought it back in Ultraman Trigger, Ralph.
No, I'm sorry. You should have said Micro Machines. Then I would have got the
I'm not
reference.
old like you.
Micro Machines were everywhere. 5 minutes after we out of the package.
You know where the Micro Machines are now, Raph? In the garbage, because everyone's playing with their Hot Wheel toys now.
I like to think they all came to life and drove away and created a magical underground city that's small but massive at the same time. It's 12
Sure,
feet
they're
long.
all going to that beautiful highway, not taken out back and then shot.
Well, they're so small. I don't think the bullet could reach them.
Anyways,
all right, no. Today we're doing the opposite, though. Instead of revisiting an obscure version of a beloved character, we're going to look at 2 episodes related to one of the only, I would arguably say, it would be arguably good new monsters created in the Ultraman franchise in the last 5 to 6 years, and that is your gal Gargorgon.
So now, this episode, we're going to take a look at one of my favorite monsters / characters / antagonists from the Ultraman franchise. In fact, for any of you who are subscribed to me on the KaijuNoir channel, you would know that Gargorgon is actually on my top 15 favorite giant monsters in fiction video, which I put out about a couple years ago at this point, I think. Which was edited by our mutual friend, Brayden Connor, with art featured by my friend, Steve Tao, a.k.a. Winter Gaia, a.k.a. Raptor Gear.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, and with that says, do you want me to send you tonight's, the usual tradition of you reading tonight's text?
Let's see. It's all right, because I believe I've got it right here on the video.
Thank God, because I can't multitask.
Enshohma and KaijuNoir gets stoned with a grotesque Gorgon-inspired kaiju, Gargorgon, as she's summoned to crash Yuna Shizuma's 18th birthday with petrification eye beams and easier to accomplish fiery destruction, because that's what the Gargorgon do. But that's not all, because secrets will be revealed and continuity to older shows realized in tonight's episode of Pull the Ultra Trigger. Legal notice, we were originally going to title the episode Getting Rock Hard with Gargorgon until YouTube spurned on by the Concerned Parents group, themselves spurred on by the Ghost of Mary Whitehouse, legally threatened to close Enshohma's channel if we didn't change it. We did, of course.
Thank you. Yes, there was some controversy going on. So.
Doomzilla said, "I subscribed too late, KaijuNoir. My bad. Too bad. Your apology came too late as well, Doomzilla." No, it's okay. Yeah. After this, I implore you to check out my top 15 video. And we got Titan Code Goji in the chat.
Hey, Titan Goji, how you doing? What did you have to say? So
I clicked on the link, and the first thing I hear is Andra shouting, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Welcome to my channel, Titan Goji. What me? Oh God. So yeah, let me try to get a picture of Gargorgon. But yeah, explain tonight's the concept that we're going to be doing tonight.
Yes, so Gargorgon is a character that originally premiered in a two-parter in Ultraman X, the 2015 Ultraman series, specifically episode 6 and 7. Now, episode 6 was mostly a bunch of setup that ended in the appearance of Gargorgon. So we're actually going to skip that and go straight into episode 7, where the real meat of the story takes place. So pretty much what happens in episode 6 is that you have this setup where you have a main character who joins an anti-monster organization who teams up with a separate alien being named Ultraman X. And in this universe, the main gimmick are soft vinyl toys called spark dolls. Whenever you kill a kaiju, they turn back into a toy. And so they use the toys to analyze their data, and eventually Ultraman X is able to take on the powers of said monsters through those spark dolls. And one of the recurring monsters that it's used time and time again is Gomora from the original Ultraman series. Now, in episode 6 of Ultraman X, you have a prince, an alien prince, who comes to Earth and warns humanity of a beastly, three-headed, two-tailed, draconian monster. I swear, it's a totally original idea. And it is coming to Earth, had previously wreaked havoc on the alien prince's planet. And so the alien prince has come to Earth to aid Earth, and to seek help from Earth to help fight Gargorgon, which is a creature that's already on its way to said planet. So the story the episode ends with both Ultraman X and the alien prince in his giant robot about to duke it out with the Medusa-inspired monster.
Yes, I actually had to double check the episodes myself, and it was a good idea we didn't do the full two-parter because, yeah, Gargorgon barely shows up until like maybe the last minute of part 1. So, but you find folks are intelligent, so us telling you what's going on will get you on board, as opposed to some people who just are utterly dumbfounded by Ultraman. But with that said, it is kind of... I like this idea of us revisiting a previous episode featuring a returning kaiju. Gives you some context of what the character is.
Yeah, it helps introduce our audience to more Ultraman content.
Exactly. So, and
just going to ask a big question out to the chat. How many of you have actually sat down and watched any of Ultraman X? Because I know that Ultraman X was originally aired on Crunchyroll initially, and is now currently available on DVD and Blu-ray thanks to Mill Creek. But yeah, this was an interesting time when Tsuburaya had just barely started airing their new Ultraman content simultaneously to both Japan and America. However, they had yet to create the Tsuburaya YouTube channel, so they had partnered up with Crunchyroll. And I don't know about you, but I don't think Crunchyroll is as prominent as it once was 5 or 6 years ago.
Well, here's the 5 or 6 years ago, Crunchyroll was quite popular. But here's the thing: I'm just going to say this out loud, and forgive me for any future audiences who watch this stream. Whenever you say, "Hey, this TV show is free on this free service online," I tend to notice that people, especially kaiju fans, just ignore it completely and go on to something expensive and impossible to gain. It's
the same thing with comics. You know, you can have a web comic show up online for free, whether it's Webtoons or its own website, but people are less inclined to watch it. Or even if it's like a video game, if it's for free, people are like suspicious that there's a catch or something. Yeah. So I feel like people, if making something free, if you make something free, people think that it's probably because it's of poor quality. Yeah, and I think that's why.
Yeah, it's also especially, and it's even sadder. It's like you can tell them it's from an official source, but they just tend to ignore it completely and totally. But here's the thing, though. Crunchyroll, it's a good service, but it's recently kind of got into kind of a scary place, especially since Sony Entertainment has kind of bought it up and is planning on doing things with it.
Oh yeah, like Crunchyroll, as well as some other companies which are owned by a conglomerate, has been passed off from one major corporation to another. Exactly. And it seems like no one knows what exactly to do with them.
Yeah, and that's kind of screwed up a lot of the services, because for a while you could watch Crunchyroll for free on Verve Entertainment. Verve Entertainment is one of those streaming services where there's a free version and then there's a paid subscription version, and of course you get more bells and whistles. Unfortunately, I think that's being hampered right now, and even sadder, you can watch all of Ultraman X for free, and again officially, on Tubi Television, which is also a free service that you can just sign up for, make an account there, and you can watch anything you want. The only major problem with Tubi, they do have commercial breaks, but the commercial breaks are not as intrusive or as terrible as, say, other streaming services. Like Verve Entertainment, for example, it's gotten so bad recently that when a commercial comes on, you have to reboot the entire website because the commercial will just repeat over and over and over again. Whereas Tubi tells you, oh, there's 5 commercial breaks, but don't worry, once they're done, we're back to the show. The real problem with Tubi Television, however, is that recently a lot of their subtitled content relies on those hearing impaired captions, and it's just a mess. Like, the show itself will play perfectly, but the subtitled captions will just be all over the place or even mistimed and all that. So yeah, it's considering that Ultraman X is one of the better newer Ultraman series, and it feels like a good update of the older original concept. You know, it has a Science Patrol style paramilitary team, a lot of really good monsters and aliens, both from the good guy side and the bad guy side. And yeah, there is toyetic elements, but they're
especially when they're literally handling toy monsters that you can actually purchase off the shelves.
Exactly. Something I know you would never do, Mr. Andres. Now, where's the picture of all those toys you sent me?
Yes, indeed. Ultraman X actually got me into collecting some of this Spark Doll / Ultra 500. I think it was with the previous show, Ultraman Ginga, that introduced the Spark Dolls, as well as the in real life Ultra 500 Monster series, now simply known as the Ultraman Monster series, which was a series of very small budget, $5, $6 figures that would sell alongside their $20, $25, $30 large deluxe size figures. And for the longest time, Gargorgon was not available as a Ultra 500 figure, which I still continue to call them that because it's easier to remember. Rather, they only ever sold the deluxe figure, and eventually, around the time Ultraman Orb came out, then they finally created a Ultra 500 figure of Gargorgon, which I immediately snatched up. I would have bought an Ultra 500 figure of Skull Gomora, which looks amazing. Unfortunately, both the deluxe and the Ultra 500 figure of Skull Gomora look like complete ass.
Oh no!
due to you take this very character with a lot of luscious gold and red, and you bring out toys that are primarily brown.
So, but now getting back to Ultraman Max. There, again, credit to Tsuburaya Productions and their Ultraman show. There are toyetic elements, but it ties. They put a kind of interesting story-based spin around it. Like, these are not just like these toys are the actual kaiju themselves in toy form, and they need to be freed, and that leads to some very interesting situations down the line, especially with Gomora becoming an official member of the team. And also, another toyetic element with Ultraman X is that he's a semi-digital Ultraman. So he summons forth these Ultra cards that have different powers and abilities from different kaiju or aliens. So he's, it's like he summons forth Cyber Elekeen, and he gets a electric whip. So, cool stuff like that.
Yeah,
so
that's actually what I really like about Ultraman X himself. Like, majority of Ultraman following X simply take on the powers of other Ultraman. I believe maybe Ginga might have gotten some kaiju powers, but I think it was Ultraman X that primarily relied on kaiju powers.
Yeah, I think the situation... I have not seen Ginga, despite the fact that I just ordered the DVD set recently. But I think the situation with Ginga is that they had the Spark Dolls, but Ultra Ginga himself and his human cohorts, as well as some of the villains, could actually transform into said monsters. Although I think it was more like a shape-shifting power-up than actually summoning the monsters themselves. So, in fact, I know that the cute girl of this series actually at one point transforms into Red King, and you have Red King doing these kind of like shy girl-like body movements during the battle. So. But
by the way, we got Laura Fitkin in the chat, and no, Laura, we have not yet started our 2-part episode.
Yeah, so
just explain that we are going to watch episode 7 of Ultraman X. Link provided in the description below, followed by the latest episode of Ultraman Trigger. We're doing another 2-part episode focusing on the Medusa-inspired monster Gargorgon, which shall be reappearing in the latest episode of Ultraman Trigger.
Yes, and if you're a big fan of like creepy, grotesque, purely villainous kaiju who are also girls, I think you'll enjoy tonight's double feature because, again, Gorgon is probably one of the best newer kaiju introduced recently, and thank goodness she's proved popular enough where Tsuburaya Productions instantly ripped the costume apart, reassembled it, and gave it a new paint job and called it a new monster, which is something that happened to poor Helibus from Ultraman Taiga. So, but according to the chat, a lot of people have not seen Ultraman X. So, Andres, would you recommend Ultraman X to everyone?
Abso-friggin-lutely. It is still, to this day, my favorite modern-day Ultraman show. What I mean by that is that I like to think of the Ultraman series as being in sort of like eras. You have like the Showa era, no, kind of like the original era from Ultra Q all the way to like roughly Ultraman 80, let's say, and then we got like the mid era where we got the English speaking Ultraman shows like Ultraman Great, Ultraman Powered, all the way to Ultraman Mebius. And then the modern era, for me, again, these are just my own way of categorizing the Ultraman franchise. I like to think of the modern era of Ultraman as starting with Ginga that continues on to the present day. So we've had roughly like 11 years worth of modern Ultraman content. And yes, Laura, that is indeed my kaiju wall. Waifu? Oh, all right, sure, whatever.
I hate
I
to
guess
say
you can call it that.
I hate to say it, before I went with the more classier montage of Gargorgon here. I was originally listening to like a really crappy bitmap title card where it's KaijuNoir giving flowers to Gargorgon. But it's like, no, I can't do that to KaijuNoir. But now it's too late.
So, anyways, yeah, Ultraman X, it was the second series after Ultraman Ginga / Ginga S. And yeah, like I said, it's still to this day my favorite modern day Ultraman show, with Gargorgon being easily up there as one of my favorite Ultra Kaiju and favorite just giant monsters in general. I just love how it's a simplistic idea. Just take Medusa / the Gorgons and turn it into an Ultra monster. It's a simple yet brilliant concept, and it's wonderfully executed in the first episode that we're about to watch, in her grand debut, technically the second part of her 2-part grand debut. And I can't wait to see how they would translate her 6 years later.
Indeed. So now, really, 6 years? Oh my God, we are getting old quick.
Yeah. Amen. It's funny. What used to be the newest Ultraman show, Ultraman X, is now 6 years old. It's half a decade old now.
Okay, but with that said, a lot of our wonderful viewers said they have not seen Ultraman X, with the exception of Tokupunk and Warrior King Forever. Warrior King quickly says, I do feel that X's gimmick, equipping kaiju-themed battle armor, was a cool twist, as opposed to just copying the powers of other Ultras, as Andres pointed out. I enjoyed X, but not my favorite. But again, X gets some good points for having a good gimmick. And I will say this, since most of our viewers have not seen Ultraman X, and it's only 25 episodes, and it is completely free to watch both on Tubi Television and Pluto TV, which might be the better option as far as workable subtitles go.
And is available on DVD and Blu-ray for those who are interested in purchasing the series after watching this live stream.
Exactly, and fairly cheap too, usually from like $20 to $30, depending on where you buy it from. But with that said, I think Ultraman X would be a very good jumping on point for people who've not really seen the newer Ultraman shows.
Absolutely, yeah. And I do think that even though there is definitely a toyetic gimmick involved, I feel like they used it in a rather clever way by making the collectible gimmicks the monsters themselves.
Indeed.
And then, hey, if you're a monster fan, this show's all about the monsters.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But the one thing I will say is, never before have I ever heard the Wedding March song used in such a spectacular way. I never thought it would fit for a kaiju battle, but it fits so damn well.
Okay, so we're going to be watching the episode pretty soon. Let me just get Brayton Brands and Films' disgusting comment out of the way. Gargorgon, that sounds like a three-way ship name for the Gargon, Gorgo, and Baragon. Yes, that's on you, you
sure,
sicko.
Brayton.
Yeah, Brayton's the creator of Miss Blue and Magical Frog Girl, and he's just a sicko. Everything he does is terrible.
He's a creepy sex pervert.
Yeah, why is that? So, and he screams toys, and we all know what he means by toy. Okay, so, but yeah, no, everyone.
You're not self-projecting at all now.
No, I'm gaslighting. There's a big difference. Anyway, so we're gonna start the episode, everyone. Like Andres says in the description, you see 2 links. The first one, Ultraman X episode 7. Just click on that. And thankfully, the uploader for this has pretty good subtitles and vision on it, so this is almost as good as watching it officially. So that sounds weird, but yeah, thankfully I found this one link here. And then
like I said, this is the second part of a two-parter. The reason why we're looking at the second part is because this is where Gargorgon primarily appears. And don't worry, the beginning of this episode starts with a recap of episode 6.
Exactly. So, all right, let me open it on my end. I just realized I got the wrong computers. This is your cue to say, "God damn it, Raph!" No? Okay.
God damn it, Raph.
Oh, okay, you were going for the more subtle thing. So, any neat oh, wait, we got a new person in the chat. My name is... Oh, that might be a Russian robot, but until we discover if it's a Russian robot, I was hoping for some Heisei era themed kaijus. That's okay. We got some for you tonight. Possible Russian robot.
Interestingly enough, we haven't got a whole lot of Heisei. I guess you can technically make, say, Power Dada is a Heisei creation.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, they don't really often bring back any of the 90s era monsters. They'll bring back a lot of the Showa monsters. They'll bring back some of the more recent Millennium post-2000 monsters, but not so many from the 90s, other than, like, episode 1 of Trigger, which itself was a fusion monster.
Indeed. Okay, so let's get into it. So, let me just turn on my things. Turn on the old TV. Okay, so everyone open the first link. We are on 00. Are you on 00 with your thing, Mr. Andres?
Yes.
Okay. So,
always.
All right. Yes, always. Okay, so here we go. Ultraman X. Episode 7. Actually, let me get a quick drink. Andres, do you want to go through comments or something?
Okay. Brands and Film says no more toy makers to the Red King. Let's see. So, Tokupunk says I'm the only one who watched almost all the Ultra series. Probably, Tokupunk, given that a lot of us don't have time to binge through 50-episode, 25-episode series. Let's see. He also mentioned X and most new-gen shows are what recommend for all new fans to watch. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I too would recommend the newer shows for people to check out, if not the earlier the 90s shows like Tiga or Dino. Then again, those shows have been unavailable for the longest time, and it's much easier to get a hold of the newer shows than it is the 90s shows. And as for the 60s and 70s shows, well, those may not be everyone's cup of tea due to their age. I don't judge entertainment based on age, but I know there are people who do.
Yes, indeed. All right, now I'm back with gummy worms and sparkling soda.
And Warrior King says, "Damn it, Raph, how dare you stay hydrated?"
What can I say? So, all right, so...
I'm Enshohma. I like to give him a drink on.
Indeed. Tonight's drink, by the way, is brought to us by Signature Select's mango pineapple flavored sparkling water beverage. So, it's pretty good. Unfortunately, it's like
fancy now, do you?
Yeah, unfortunately, you can only get it in the store, because if you try to order it online, it's nowhere to be seen. So that kind of sucks. So, all right, let's go. And 3, 2, 1, play. I forgot there's a recap.
Raph, can you lower down the volume on your end?
Is that better?
Yeah. And this is where episode 6 left off, with Gargorgon barely appearing, so that's why we're starting here. Oh man, I love this theme song in particular. It's like, it feels like the most action-packed, the most like blood-pumping theme among the newer Ultraman shows.
Oh yeah.
I wonder if Jam Project has ever done an Ultraman theme. If not, they really should.
Oh god, I think if Jam Project did an Ultraman theme, I think it would be too damn good for the show.
This sounds this sounds a bit like Jam Project with the male and female vocals.
Probably some I do like how this opening theme does show off all our various characters. Although with still images, it kind of ruins the effect. I hate to say it, as cheesy as it is. I like Ultraman opening.
No, they got videos in the background.
Oh, I know, but like this is the camera showing up and people like the Power Ranger opening.
You mean them doing the whole Full House, crossing their arms? Oh,
yeah, exactly.
Everywhere you go, everywhere there's a heart. This
part of the song I love the most, especially when it cuts to just Ultraman X beating the crap out of
Ultraman X.
It's like as much as
this is a very anime shot right here.
Oh yeah, as much as I love all these like obscure kaiju cameos, that scene of him being surrounded by like 7 kaiju and fighting them in a row, that never happens in the show, unfortunately.
Of course not. This is an anime style intro. It's all original. But it's kind of funny that like it's not until like 5 years later do we get more experimental stuff, with shots that resembling that.
Yes.
Although, oh yeah, I should mention that the director of this Ultraman show, I believe this is like the first Ultraman show that this director ended up doing, and he was the guy behind both the indie kaiju short films, Daikaiju Eiga G and Gahara, the dark and long-haired monster.
Oh my goodness!
And I think he was like a special effects assistant on Godzilla vs. Megaguirus. And he appeared at G-Fest one year. I believe it was G-Fest 2017 or 2019.
Yeah, that's very interesting to hear. That probably explains all the dynamic shots going on.
Oh yeah. The guy. What I love about this special effects director is that he likes to be very experimental and likes to like push the what do you call it? Push the
envelope?
Raise the bar. I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Raise the bar in terms of what you can do with men in suits.
Right. I forgot Gargorgon can do the extending snake head.
She can do the Piccolo attack.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, what's the name of Radius? Is that the name of the giant robot?
Rudion,
yeah.
Rudion!
Rudion has a very cool design, too, even though it's recycled from, I believe, Alien, some warrior alien from Ultraman Nebulous.
Really?
Yeah, hence...
Oh, you're right, the spiky ball one.
Yeah, unfortunately his name escapes me. But
that's pretty clever.
Yeah, but Rudius himself, he looks like...
Rudion,
Mr. Cosby.
Rudy!
Stop it. Okay, stop it.
No!
This is a wholesome show. Except for Brayton and his terrible fan-made characters like Fuda Banana and Silicani. But anyways...
God damn it.
Hey, not me, Brayton. Blame Brayton.
Warrior King Forever says earlier. Warrior King Forever said, "Family matters plus Ultraman. Have mercy, Andres."
What I like about Rudion is he's almost like a mecha version of King Caesar, even though he's more dog-like than he is lion or feline.
I would say that Rudion kind of has like a bit of an Anubis Egyptian vibe to him.
Oh, better comparison. Nothing wrong with Anubis, the Lord of the Dead, who was much nicer in real life. I mean, fictional, mythological. Uh-oh.
See, even when he's on death's door, Ultraman X still manages to be a badass. He's like, I'm taking your eye out. I'm taking you with me, bitch.
Now we need an aging Merlin to
that's
save
our story.
Him.
That's the end.
Okay,
Ultraman's dead.
Yeah,
bye.
The franchise ended, ladies and gentlemen, so this show's over too. Bye. You know, it's wonderful with like today's digital effects. They don't have to make like a giant awkward looking paper mache bronze Ultraman statue like they did back in the past. So it's still not convincing, but you know, it's better than the alternative.
I forgot who this girl was, though.
Yeah, I don't know if she's... I think she's just a... I don't want to say random high school student, but somebody who befriended the alien prince and kind of showed him that, yeah, humanity isn't all bad. Because in part one, he unfortunately bumped into one of the greatest horrors of Japanese fiction, random high school punks.
Oh, no!
Oh, no.
And one of them happened to be wearing a hat that seemingly blended to his hair.
Oh, no.
And despite being like 15, he looked like he's 53.
Oh, no.
35, I mean.
Right. Just like when Toshiro Mifune played a kindergarten in his last movie.
For those who don't know, that was a JoJo reference.
Yes. But the Toshiro Mifune thing I just said was absolutely true. No, it wasn't. It's a lie.
It's not true. All of it.
Oh, it's one of those situations.
Awkward.
Oh, Japan.
You know there'd be a storyline in which they try to make it work.
Yeah.
The sick fucks.
It's like, having a crush on a person you just met is one thing, but it's like, oh, it looks like my sister too? You look like my mother?
No!
Here, little Japanese schoolgirl, put this mustache on. You look like my grandpa now.
And that's an alien that continuously helps out the humans of this series.
Mm-hmm. Very much like our little Metron does in the Colonel.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's like the first time they've done that, although I could be wrong.
There were probably Ultraman shows.
Oh, yeah. Gargorgon talks to... I forgot Gargorgon can talk.
Oh, yeah. I don't know her name, but I know the actress doing Gargorgon's voice is actually a German-Japanese singer. So, yeah. I'll try to get her name.
To be honest, I do miss this sort of tone from the new that Ultraman Trigger lacks. There's like a sense of dread that's lacking in Ultraman Trigger, where here you can sort of feel the weight of the situation.
Yeah.
Whereas in Trigger, there's got to be like a goofy joke every so often.
Yes. So the name of the actress who does the voice of Gargorgon is named Genya, and she is a singer and voice actress. Even though she is Russian herself, but she is a citizen of Japan.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Ultraman Wiki. The name of our alien prince, oddly enough, is Alien Gold Etru. Etru being... no, Tiru.
Teru. No. It's Teru.
Teru, okay. But it's spelled weird. It's like...
Yeah, lowercase, uppercase, lowercase, uppercase.
Yeah. Forgot how good the detail is on this costume.
Yeah, especially the veiny eye.
And as well as the scale-like snake texture on the skin.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Japanese monster movie. What do you expect was going to happen?
And Gargorgon's just chilling there like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
I also like the detail on their uniforms.
Mm-hmm. Those vests are really awesome. It's like if Batman had a utility vest instead of a utility belt.
Oh yeah, they do look a little bit like the Dark Knight outfit.
Mm-hmm. The alien scientist, by the way, who works for the defense team known as Zio, XIO, his name is Alien Phantom Gormon. But Gormon for short. So, and the Alien Phantoms were introduced in previous Ultraman shows as sort of this gluttonous but ultimately good-hearted species of aliens. But Dr. Gormon here is way more intelligent, talkative than anything seen in the past.
Oh yeah, and they all have like a communicator, and Daichi, the main protagonist communicator, also doubles as his transformation device. Which I also really like. It's like, it again showcases how Ultraman X is a more digital / mechanical style Ultraman who is able to utilize technology, and at the same time it allows Daichi to carry around his transformation device non-discreetly.
Yes.
Or discreetly, sorry.
It's okay, I can't speak well at all.
Thank you very much, Rich Evans.
You're welcome! Ultraman! I know that thing!
If there's any comedy in this series, it definitely revolves around the trio of scientists.
Mm-hmm.
And you can definitely tell by their wardrobe.
Yeah. Big old round robot boy.
Yeah, they also have like a Ultraman 66X sound vocal soundtrack here.
Mm-hmm. Laura Fitkin is referring to earlier when our alien hero needed a bandage. I like how all wounds can be fixed by tying a bandana around it, or a broken arm fix, slight burn bandana, and you're ready to go.
That's how it works, right, Laura?
Yeah. And then Brandzant Film says, it's sad that I don't know if Ultraman Wiki is a website or the name of another one of these damn shows. Warrior King says, I do prefer Ultra shows to have a sense of dread when the monsters appear as well. So I think that's one of the yeah, that's... Oh, Monstrosities is in the chat. Are these robots?
Madvercat in the chat!
He says, are these robots here? They better not be robots here. Oh, oh, Matt.
You shut your goddamn mouth, you robot hating bigot.
Mm-hmm. Oh, never park that close to a giant monster's foot. It's never gonna end well. Yeah, the model work, the fight scenes, the camera position, it's far stronger in Ultraman than you see in other tokusatsu shows, because it's gotten so bad with Power Rangers that the buildings are okay looking.
I remember this. This is where each one replicates the Spacium beam.
Oh yeah, with the little guns that look like Ultraman.
I remember this.
I remember that. I'm Chris Evans.
I clapped it. I recognized that.
I got that reference. Why does she have an eyeball in her mouth?
Get over here.
Uh-oh. Oh, he sucked. Oh, okay. That's right. In addition to turning people to stone, she can also suck out life force energy. And poor alien Teru, he lost his whole planet to Gargorgon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I bet I do wonder if both Gargorgon and the whole deal with Teru and the planet Gold is one big homage to the Venus subplot from Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster.
Probably, that's not too far off, maybe. So, I know there's been past Ultraman storylines where a benevolent alien is escaping extinction from a malevolent one, but it's I don't think it was ever taken to this level of epicness before. So
there, you happy now, Matt? The robot's dead.
Shay says, Raph, your Chris Evans impression sounds more like Chris Tucker. I'm not going to do it right now. Instead, I'll save it for all night long. Fifth Element, mother. Sorry. I so apologize for that.
And of course, it's the classic trope of if you get rid of the monster, then everyone the monster ever heard magically heals.
Yeah. Now, even though that's very comforting in a fairy tale sense, do you think it's kind of a cheap what is it? Not a cheap out, cop out as far as drama goes.
Yes, it's convenient, but I can see why they do it.
Yeah. Uh-oh, sunset battle. It's gonna get serious.
And
here.
and sunset battles in Ultraman are always the best.
Mm-hmm.
I am here to collect vinyl toys and kick ass, and I'm all out of vinyl toys.
I forgot Gargorgon. You see the costume way better here than you do in the in the upcoming episode of Ultraman Trigger we're about to watch. But I forgot she has this really cool cobra scarab beetle type back going on.
Yeah. She's definitely is like a humanoid snake, and I love that they put the arms in her two heads, smaller heads. Meanwhile, having the actual arms move around simply by connecting the suit actor's arms via the webbing.
Mm-hmm.
And when she moves around, it still looks natural.
Yeah. Oh yeah, her eye can heal everyone. This is bad. Her cells can regenerate. It must be called Organizer G1.
And of course, we gotta have a new power-up to save the day. And it's another one of Matt Burkett's favorite things ever, Bemstar!
Why does
It's all of Matt Burkett's favorite things. It's Ghidorah the three-headed monster, it's Robots, and Bemstar. It's the perfect episode for him to show up in.
You're being sarcastic, right? He hates all three of those things. Huh?
Yes, I am. Fuck you, Matt.
Yeah, because Matt Burkett used to own a oil rig station, but was eaten up by a Bemstar. So sorry about that, man.
This is essentially the "know you" of Ultraman power-ups.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's about to pull off on Rambo.
In the name of my father, my mother, and my sister. Take that.
Take this, my love, my anger, and all my sorrow. Oh god, this shot is amazing.
Yeah. Guys, I'm not going to reply to all your Chris Evans comments. We got Ultraman here. Don't do that. You're fired.
You're a loose cannon, but goddammit, you get results.
Now come to my barbecue with me. No, sir. We're just workmates.
Aww.
Nobody wants to eat an angry captain's barbecue.
You know, the funny thing is that when it comes to old Kamen Rider actors, the lead actors of Kamen Rider shows, they often go on to have like big careers. But the same never happens really for Ultraman nor Super Sentai actors.
Yeah.
So I often wonder, like, you know, whatever became of certain actors from my favorite shows of this era, such as this guy here, such as the guy who played Daichi.
Mm-hmm. They at least have from what I've seen, the Ultraman actors at least have good enough spirits to come back. Yeah, come back, and also nothing too traumatic happens in their personal life.
Unless you happen to work for a company like Johnny's.
Oh yeah, Johnny and Associates. So Nick says, don't forget to buy the new pack of cards at your local 7-Eleven. And Doomzilla in reference to restoning Gargorgon or putting her laser back, he says, "And why didn't you do this in the first place?"
It wasn't ready yet, and also he was frozen.
Yeah. Oh, I thought he was going to lean in for a kiss.
No. Thank God, no. don't kiss your pseudo sister look-alike.
I'm gonna smooch you like I do my own siblings. Mwah!
Don't worry, I'm an alien. It's what we do on planet Gold.
Oh, that's how the spaceship looks like when it flies. Okay. And your starry-looking spaceship. I wish I had the last Starfighter theme playing right now. Do you kind of
So
miss...
that was... yeah?
Oh, no, go on.
I was going to say, that was Ultraman X, Episode 7.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it gives you some context of who the monster is. Although, I do regret that whole wedding theme thing when she came down from the heavens doesn't play in this episode from the end of the previous one.
No, I only brought that up to get people interested in Ultraman X by teasing its inclusion.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I'm totally mistaken. Yeah, it's a completely different episode with
you idiot!
Yeah, with the Godzilla inspired version.
That was the captain trying to fight off the monster while also attending his daughter's wedding.
Yeah, and that was also an episode that was a direct homage to Godzilla since it aired on one of Godzilla's anniversary dates. So,
nice.
Yeah. But yeah, no, definitely go watch some Ultraman X. You will not regret it.
But then weren't you going to say something like "Don't you miss whatever"?
Oh yeah, when I saw the full scale vehicles, I don't think we haven't seen the full scale like build up prop vehicles like we have in past Ultraman.
Yeah,
shows.
you're right. There is a lack of practical actual vehicles that the characters drive around in, and that's probably because of maybe the limited scope of this series, whether it's brought on as a budget issue or if it's their idea of avoiding COVID. Oh yeah, that's the large scale deluxe toy.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's way bigger than the Ultra $5. Cyber Bemstar coming soon to Mapperket's mail office in a moment. I don't like it.
I hate everything except Taika Waititi.
Oh, who can't hate Taiki Waititi? Oh, it's a clip.
And we got. Oh, that's right. They still do clip shows. Do you think we're gonna get a clip show in Ultraman Trigger, or have we already gotten one?
The 2-week break with the D-Band hosting I think that's the basic clip shows there.
Okay then.
Yeah.
I mean they've got enough clip shows already on the on the Ultraman Tsuburaya thing. Isn't what was it called Ultra Fight Galaxy or whatever? Isn't that already a clip show, a glorified clip show?
Oh yeah, definitely. So, okay.
Let's see. Let's take a look at the comments here while we were watching that episode.
Yeah, just pick out the ones that are most interesting because a lot of them are just people angry about my Chris Evans impressions.
Let's see here. Laura earlier said, "I've never heard of Jam Project till today, and I've watched 4 things with them in it today." Oh, I'd love to show you some more Jam Project, Laura.
Oh, yeah.
So they are the go-to band for pretty much a lot of the biggest anime openings for the last 20 years. In fact, it was brought together the lead singer lead singer of Jam Project is the guy behind the majority of Dragon Ball Z's opening songs. So essentially the guy who was the guy for 70s anime opening songs got the best talent of the 90s and put together a band that he helped produce. And so he essentially set this band up, Jam Project, to be sort of the next in line to be the de facto video game and anime theme song people, much like how he was in the 70s.
Yes.
Let's see. Warrior King Forever says, Piccolo has so many cool moves. Very true. Unfortunately, the writers of Dragon Ball always seems to forget them. Nick says, I don't know, guys. There's no 15 minutes of weird CSI filler material tonight before the fight. Let's see. Doomzilla says, gotta say, that's one cool-looking kaiju right there. Let's see.
He's talking about Ultraman X, right? The most kaijuous kaiju of all.
Nick says, I like Gatling Turtle. Let's see. He gets the jackal and he puts it in the... He gets the jackal and he puts it in the Buddha cannibal, you see. Warrior King says, anyone over the age of 20 is considered over the hill. Over the hill in anime, alas. What? I don't get what you're saying, Warrior King. Sorry.
Oh, probably that characters in anime that are over 20 are considered ancient. Hence the reason you see almost nothing but like high schoolers and 20-year-olds in anime.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's like we need more attractive older Asian moms. Damn it, in anime.
Nick says, does anyone fall for the badges he has around his neck as if he's those people? What badge?
Oh, I think he's referring to Etru being a hippie. The way he dresses.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see then. And Laura mentioned that the bandana thing, which you already highlighted.
Thank you.
Let's see. Laura says, I bet Ultraman Wiki is just a bunch of Ultra librarians saying, well, Ultra actually. They got Ultra glasses, the fucking Wrens.
Well, actually,
actually, there is an Ultra glasses. They are called the Ultra Eye. That is what Ultra 7 uses.
Nerd!
Which one Laura's like, shut up, you piece of shit.
Nerd!
And Brandon goes, shave and a haircut, robots.
I think poor Matt Burkett's gone. Aw.
Let's see. Warrior King says, I like Gargorgon's rattlesnake tails. It's a nice touch. Reminds me of Harryhausen's version of Medusa.
Oh, yeah.
I do agree. Let's see. Laura says, oh, yeah. You need to shove that Chris Evans impression right next to the Cosby one. Put them in the one of the dust-free glass cases and never touch them again, you see.
Hey, Bill Cosby, have a hot dog.
I want that juicy shit meat. Warrior King says, Raph and Andres, do you think Gargorgon should be able to speak and communicate with Ultraman Trigger like she could in Ultraman X? Sure, why not?
Yeah, so we'll see the new episode, but unfortunately, Genya was not available this time around. So.
Let's see.
She's too good for this
Laura says, was that a Black Lotus card? I'm not sure what she's referring to there.
Probably when they brought up the Cyber Bemstar, I think Black Lotus is one of the Yu-Gi-Oh monsters.
Okay. I don't remember that one.
That's right, neither do I.
Brandon says, just acknowledge that Chris and Rich Evans could not possibly be any different of people, to which Laura says, but Braden, we've never seen them in the same room together.
I know. Chris Tucker looks like Chris Evans, but with glasses on. There's no other difference.
To which Brandon says, because Rich Evans would be let within miles of Chris Evans.
Uh-huh. Oh.
Let's see. Tokupunk says, are we watching Ultra? What the are you even paying attention, Tokupunk? Come on. You're the Ultra expert here.
Right.
Let's see here. Laura later mentioned. Oh yeah, Doomzilla. When I was earlier talking about Jam Project, Doomzilla brought up the One Punch Man intros, in which, yes, they are god tier in terms of anime music. Laura says, it was because of you I watched the other 3 Kaiju Noir. We were watching stuff about Garo. Cool, awesome. By the way, for anyone who's interested in knowing what Garo is, I recommend checking out Titan Goji's review on it.
Yes.
And feel free to check out his TeePublic after the video and support him on Patreon.
He sells capes now.
Nick says the orange scientist alien dude has a bunch of ID badges around his neck. That's what I meant. Oh, okay. I didn't notice those.
Yeah, me neither. I was distracted by the fact that he was a giant slug man.
Laura says, you piece of shit. Oh, the fucking Cosby.
Cosby, yay! Hey!
You see, Rudy, Camille,
Yeah.
Theo.
This movie
Zip,
is
zap, zoop,
terrible!
bop. Doomzilla says, tell me, as someone not familiar with this, is X a worthy pickup? Well, Doomzilla, have you been paying attention to the episode we've been commenting? No, okay, yeah. In all seriousness, yes. I highly implore you check out X over any other series of the mod if you want to get into modern Ultraman.
Yeah, and again, Doomzilla. It is currently free on Pluto TV and Tubi, but again, we also highly recommend to get the release itself too from Mill Creek Entertainment.
Yeah, available on DVD and Blu-ray. And Tokupunk says, I had left. I had something to do. Not a good enough excuse. No, just
hey, he had to get sparkling water and gummy worms, okay?
That's a perfectly valid excuse, Mr.
Yes.
Tokupunk.
Yes,
Mr. Punk, if that is your real name. And Laura says, he said Chris Tucker, Brayton, fucking Chris Okay, so I think we are done now. So let us move on to the latest episode of Ultraman Trigger, as well as the latest appearance of our good old girl, Gargorgon.
Right, so...
Also, I have to send you this image that Brayton sent me. I'm going to send it to you through Facebook.
Okay, well, I'll share it after the episode, because you know how long...
Yes, please do.
Hold on, let me look at it first, because I'm probably going to laugh my ass off. This is... Oh my god, this is going to be something offensive and terrible, isn't it? Is this one of his creepy, sexy character creations again? Like Laura Polbon, the green skin hunk, or Casanova Flytrap, or Mistress Mephistia? It's like you and your weird character. Oh. Okay, I will share this later. But okay, so let's.
Brain is like, no, don't move on. Acknowledge this mistake. And yes, Raph on multiple occasions hit Raph only, not me. I had nothing to do with it. Kept saying Chris Evans instead of Chris Tucker.
But they're the same thing, right?
They all talk like that.
It's like what Chris Evans, he keeps mispronouncing the name of Hemsworth or whatever his name is.
I don't know what you're referring to there.
Oh, that's okay. You don't watch Red Letter Media as much as I do.
Fuck you. Anyways, Working Forever said
anyone can only take so much of like big fat guys in Milwaukee looking sad about movies.
Anyways, Working Forever said, and yeah, Raph got my meaning regarding the anime trope in which teen characters act as though anyone not in high school age is old and past their prime.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's true. Anime is way too youth obsessed. It gets disturbing. It's very much like American entertainment, where it's just, it's
like Riverdale.
Oh god, not just Riverdale, but that recent there was a recent teen drama where they, where this is Ultraman show, let's not get into it, but here's some pictures of the real monsters of Ultraman, Chris Evans and Captain America.
They're not the same picture.
Right.
You picked the best ones.
But they're wearing the same shirt. It's easy to make that mistake. We're not colorblind like you, Brayton, and your many black and white Golem girl pictures and bikinis. What's that about?
All right. Anyways, moving on. Let us check out the latest episode of Ultraman Trigger, Episode 9, The Wings of That Day.
Yes. Okay, I'm on. So go to the description, ladies and gentlemen. It is the one entitled Ultraman Trigger, Episode 9. Of course, Wings of the Day, as you said, Mr. Andres. Thank you for doing that. And I am on 00. Are you on 00, Mr. Andres?
Almost. Don't rush me.
Now you know how I feel whenever you guys send me pictures to share.
All right, now I'm at 00.
Excellent. Okay, so I won't say. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, play. Oh, now there's some old woman representation. Thank you, Gargorgon.
Yeah, pretty much looks pretty good for a 6-year-old suit.
Mm-hmm.
most likely probably had some, what do you call it, like tune-ups? Something to refer.
She had some work done, Andres. I know this is going to sound weird, but
It's like, damn it, not again! Oh,
and in the vajayjay, no! Yeah, that's right, I killed her. Big deal. Everybody makes sexy poses in this show. It's ridiculous. I'm going to hate saying this, but I didn't even notice that Gargorgon had, chest beamers.
Wow, Raph. Fucking wow. If anyone was going to notice
It was
them,
going
I
to be
thought you
Brayton.
would.
It was going to be Brayton. We know how much he likes the tatas.
Next thing you know, you're gonna tell me you haven't even noticed her wide birth and hips.
Why isn't there like a Gargorgon
nor her hourglass figure.
Have you, Andres? Have you? Go ahead, stay silent. We'll move on. I'm not too loud on my end, am I? Hello? Oh, we might have lost Andres. Oh, okay, you're here. You're freaking me out with that psychology attack. Whatever the kids are calling it these days. That's what we're doing. Warriorkin says, "Damn it, Raph, now I can't unsee the kaiju curves, you deviant."
I'm glad that you're the one getting blamed for all of this.
Not Brayton, the real pervert in the room. Goji says to Brands End Films, "You're gonna tear Raph a new one the next episode of Livestream of Consciousness or Night Owling over this Chris Evans disaster, aren't you?"
I just realized that when Ultraman X was using the Bemstar power-up, there was no voice at all, which I liked.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, now, Bemstar, power up!
Insert keys into toys. Activate light sounds. Buy more. Tell your parents to buy more.
Or like, if there's ever a voice back in like earlier versions of like Henshin transformation devices, if there was ever a voice, it would usually be like a computer voice that would sound like natural, like if it was like Alexa reading something.
Oh yeah. Do you think the Ultraman shows and live stage events are relying too much on on-screen effects like the Disney rides are?
Well, I don't think so. I mean, as long as would you rather see like practical sets as opposed to a digital background?
No, well, okay, I can understand the argument against a Disney ride because you expect better quality props and all that. But considering this is a live show for kids, yeah, I think this is probably the best way to do it. So, no, I take back what I said. We just realized he's in a toy commercial.
I believe Okairi Nasai, that's something they say whenever someone comes back from work or comes back from like a very long, grueling experience.
Oh, nice. I'm getting some Japanese culture in this show for once. My live stream, not Ultraman Trigger. Oh, nice.
Wow.
Oh, nice. They actually acknowledge Gamma Kujira.
And Gomora,
yeah,
who hasn't even appeared in this show yet. I think that's probably the reason why they keep wanting to make a new universe for every Ultraman show, just so they can make up their own mythology each time.
Yeah. They're basically repeating the Ultraman Tiga mythology that there was a massive monster attack 30 million years ago. But, you know, now they're incorporating all the Ultraman monsters, so... Warrior King quickly asks, Raph and Andres, do you think it's kind of cheap that Yuzuri was able to one-shot such a powerful kaiju like that?
She's kind of built up to be this super special, awesome character that the entire plot revolves around, so I don't know.
Kaiju no Kami, I like this episode, so enjoy. Oh, yeah, we will enjoy it especially, so... Warrior King says, episode 10 and still no sign of the plant rising up against humanity. Yeah, that plant is pretty suspect. I think
she's playing the long game.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised that, like I said, I swear that plant's going to be either turned into a character, it's going to become its own kaiju, or it's just the new version.
Or it's going to turn into a weapon or transformation for Trigger.
Yeah, or it's the new Gajira for this series, who was a significant plant monster in the original Tiga. That was the monster that helped end the world alongside Gatazola and the Dark Giants.
Ah.
Wow.
I do hope we get a version of Gatanazoa before before the end of this series.
Yeah, it's too good of a monster antagonist not to bring back.
Yeah. I mean, heck, it was made like the final boss of this one particular Ultraman game on the Game Boy Advance.
Yes.
Oh, that's the original ship, I think.
It is.
From Tiga.
I remember that!
I clapped and I recognized that!
I'm Rich Evans! Not to be mistaken with Chris!
Wait, shut up, Raph, shut up!
Oh, shit.
Oh.
They directly connected at Ultraman Tiga.
Yeah.
How happy are you right now?
So Tiga. Okay, I'm glad that they finally acknowledge that Tiga this Trigger is a separate universe from Tiga.
Yeah, but how do you feel that they actually directly connected to Tiga too?
I'm glad, because otherwise, what's the point of calling it a new generation Tiga show? On the other hand, why not make it a sequel?
Yeah. I'll read the comments in a little bit, folks. We got some revelation stuff going on here. Plot revelations. That was a fun shot.
Yeah, I like that it was a model.
Yeah, and real smoke, too.
And rubble. I am, indeed, an illegal alien. Technically speaking.
You're gonna love this part.
Oh. Yay!
The big guy himself. That's my name.
Yeah.
It's a very appealing design.
Oh, super. It's like the right mix, the right blend of like simplicity and complexity.
Mm-hmm. Of course, you're halfway in the series.
So essentially, he ripped off his own team's name with Gut Select.
Yeah.
It's tough to tell your 18-year-old daughter that she too is an illegal immigrant.
This coming from the cigarette-smoking shrimp monster here.
What?
Apparently the Metron aliens are loosely inspired by shrimp.
Oh.
Okay. I always thought they were octopus inspired with that weird large face of theirs.
Or like clamshell or something.
Yeah.
Baka!
Kaiju no Kami quickly says, I think the plan is going to end up becoming the final boss. Nah, I'm just avoiding having to watch more episodes of Ultraman 80 right now. Worrican says, I love this part of the episode. The gut swing is so awesome, and it's a very good, cool twist.
Yes.
Yes. Tokupunk says, hey...
Although, it's rather convenient for him to travel to another universe that just so happens to have a Tika-like Ultra with evil Ultra similar to his own universes.
Yeah. It would have been more awkward if he ended up in the universe that was just an update of Ultraman 80 and he had to get a job as a janitor.
You'll be funny if this guy ends up being... If this guy's revealed to be Daigo, an older version of Daigo.
Oh, wow. Daigo's aged well.
Or horribly, since we know what Daigo actually looks like.
Hey, that's an attractive old man. Don't you dare anime age shame here, Andres. Tokupunk says, hey, the Tiggas are finally a thing in the show. So...
I got better! That's not a balloon, Metron! Stop!
I have a fan theory about what's the deal with the captain, but I don't know if I want to reveal it tonight or next week.
Kium 2 is an alien.
Oh, close. I know exactly which one.
He's another Dada. No, wait. It's Mephisto!
No! Damn you, Captain Boner! Damn you!
How you doing?
I'm a Zophie. You enjoying the channel? At least it's better than the Toei channel, right? Or Toho's Godzilla. Bleh.
Oh wow, they actually showed Daigo again.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I said, last week I mentioned they got the airing rights for the original Ultraman Tiga for their imagination.
Finally!
So...
As if we haven't brought Vintage Henshin's video enough time, go check out his video on why Tiga and Daigo have been absent for so long in the franchise.
Yeah. Kaiju no Kami, he says, I was so glad when they finally gave us a clarification of why this dude knew who Golza and Melba was in the first episode. And when the when the fifth had established that monsters have only been attacking for 5 years. He meant by the fifth episode. So,
yeah.
That's actually a good point. I just blindly assumed, hey, this is a world where monsters attack. So, of course, they named it Golza and Melba beforehand. Back to the show.
You know, my issue with the sword that Trigger uses, it's too similar to the one Orb uses.
I do agree with that. And even with that says, it's not as cool looking as the sword Orb uses. But then again, throw like rainbow light colors on anything, I'm a sucker for it.
Oh, and the earlier before I brought up that director who worked on Daikaiju Eiga G,
Gihara,
Ultraman X, Ultraman Z, and apparently episode 7 and 8 of Ultraman Tiga. Trigger, sorry.
Okay.
His name is Kiyotaka Taguchi.
Nice.
Yeah, he worked on X, Orb, Jeed. Let's see. He was the main director for X, the main director for Orb, the director of 2 episodes of Jeed, director of 2 episodes of Rebu, director of 3 episodes of Taiga, main director of Z, and 2 episodes of Trigger. So overall, he was the main director of Orb and Z,
Right.
and has been a constant fixture of the rotating group of directors that they bring on for Ultraman, for the modern Ultraman shows.
Which I'm glad. He really gave Ultraman a much-needed boost of energy.
Super, absolutely. Yeah. I saw the fight that he did for, I forgot what it was called, but it was like the Super Sentai with the crystals.
Right.
And there was like a fight where the Power Rangers, I'm just going to call them that,
okay,
are fighting on the ground while the Monster and Megazord, I'm going to just call it that, are fighting in the background. And like the Megazord sword flies in, smashes in the middle of the Rangers fight. Meanwhile, the camera's like doing this like, what do you call it? Like spinning around, like panning shot. It's a panning shot as the camera circles around their fight.
Yes,
you see both the human scale fight and the Megazord giant fight happening simultaneously at the same time. And he was the director of that episode.
Right, and it cost Toei too much money, and they fired him.
He's like, back to Ultraman, I guess.
From the big-time Hollywood town to the small village of Ultra heroes. Now, okay, this actress who plays Chairman Shizuma's wife, wasn't she in the original Tiga? Like the nurse?
She looks familiar.
Yeah, like the kid sister nurse of one of the Guts agents. Actually, I got the Ultraman wiki. I'll check myself. Okay, so the actress who played his wife, she was never in an Ultraman show, but she has appeared a lot in Super Sentai. In fact, she was one of the... she was Gohan Yellow in Engine Sentai Gohanger.
Oh, so she was a ranger.
Yeah, okay, so that's why she seems so familiar.
Gohanger was the one that turned into RPM, right?
Yes.
Okay. I wish they'd stop putting the in front of any like English noun. Like you can't put the in front of a noun just like that. Like what was it called? Like Shin Godzilla, the real 3D or the real 4D.
What are you talking about, Andre?
Now don't go talking like Starfire, all right? Don't go talking like the Starfire.
Don't go chasing waterfalls like
the waterfalls,
like the streams and the. Anyways, Warrior King says, "I assume the running gag with the captain is that he's always dead serious no matter what, even when all hell is breaking out and his team is freaking out." So, I never realized that was meant to be the joke. It may be the joke.
I guess it's because it's too subtle. That's like it's never like really brought into question.
Yeah, I'll bring it up my weird fan theory towards the end of tonight's show. But Goji says, Andres, you said the M word again. I'm gonna snap you out of existence. Same way Matt does over Gundam. The demon's name is not welcome here. I don't know what's that a reference to. Kaiju no Kami says the difference of the sword from Orb, it looks something that belongs to Kamen Rider O's. So there were 3 O's. I had to do that. Yeah. So and Warrior King says I like Trigger swords better than Orbs, to be honest. A weapon I like the concept behind, but not the execution. Juggler's blade was much cooler. So we haven't seen Juggler's Juggler in a while. Where are you, Juggler's Juggler? Come here, boy.
Here, Jugs.
Juggler, Juggless. I can't whistle. You'll have to do all the work. I was so hoping.
By the way, Shay, what's the M word? I don't understand.
Yeah, he'll explain a little bit. And Toku Punk says, Kirai Major is the name of the crystal one.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Let's watch some fighting. I didn't realize she had the glowing horns. Was that in the first episode we watched, or is that a new?
Probably, but I think it's the lighting that makes it more noticeable.
Yeah, they really went.
Oh, it's the original music.
Nice. I love the fact that he's entering the battle with his own gut swing, but does anybody ever...
Oh, shit! Oh, it's all the same music!
Let's just enjoy it. I was going to say, does anybody ever look badass in VR glasses?
I kind of based Eric's pilot suit off of, like, sort of VR material. Eric being the main protagonist of my indie comic, Primal Warrior Draco Zul, available on Amazon and Comixology.
Thank you. I thought you were talking about our friend Eric Hurd. Oh, they already blew out her eye?
I think it kind of reminds me of, like when Michael Myers is blinded, he just, like, starts blindingly, like, swiping around his knife. Start paying some rent.
You gonna share this body with me?
Get the fuck out!
Hayata didn't let Ultraman live inside his body for free.
Fine God.
Denied. You missed.
Oh no, you don't. I do like that she is becoming aware of the nature of her specialness, as opposed to being, like, completely, like, what do you call it? Not ambivalent.
Indifferent?
Not indifferent, but just, like, completely blind to it the entire time.
Oblivious.
Oblivious, yes. Yeah. I don't want her to slap me again.
That guy's weird. He's into freaky stuff. Stop aiming for my bulge! Oh, the eye came back.
Oh, hey, the lower arm moved up, so maybe, like, the suit actor is putting his arm in there.
Yeah.
It's like, because, like, there's time when, like, the monster's arms move, but the heads don't move.
Warrior King says, dude, the chairman has skills. Oh, Goji says the M word, Shay, is the name of the N word.
Use the force.
Chairman Shizuma. Not again. Not again. Forget it's a female monster.
Oh, I wish that they would have had, like, the guts, like, do, like, a kamikaze into the eyeball.
Oh.
Oh, that's a cool shot.
Yeah. Oh, we haven't had like a decent monster slice like that in years.
Yeah. So now, if only there was actual bloodshed.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's an anime pose right there.
Oh, definitely.
Sword. That's like a what do you call it? A brave pose.
I do miss the days when a monster gets decapitated, just blood and gore just spreads all over the model sets. Hello, old friend. If you squint your eyes enough, it almost looked like Jet Jaguar Thunderbird 4. Don't be mad at him. He was just doing... Ah, my eye!
Congratulations, you're officially legal.
You're 3 ways a year.
Now every creepy sex pervert can not feel bad about themselves.
Andres, did you really have to go there?
Yes, because it's Japan, damn it.
Yeah,
they brought it on themselves.
And she only has 5 years left before she's considered an old hag.
Ooh.
Japan's gonna Japan.
Yep. I don't get it. Hey, they did it. They made the joke.
It makes sense.
Now you can protect yourself from all the creepy sex perverts.
Yeah. It's like that joke in the Mystery Science Theater episode of Iga. She gets kidnapped so often they might as well just put a handle on her. So yeah, give her a stun gun. That's a good thing to do. Oh, what's this now? I don't recognize that symbol at all from previous Tiga mythology. Do you?
It's Zelda. No.
I was gonna or a poorly decorated Star of David. Hey, we got to bring Brayton on the show now. If he can keep his creepy sex pervert stuff to a limit.
It's a reference to the Jew Rangers.
Yes, I remember when Moses used a giant robot dinosaur to save the world.
Of course, remember the part where they turned their sticks into giant snake monsters, and he turned his stick into a snake mecha to fight the twin snake monsters?
Oh yeah, and then when Pharaoh had to turn into King Sphinx and teamed up with Goldar. So, Doomzilla says, they did it! Laugh my ass off! I think he's referring to the stun gun. KaijuNoir. Oh, wait, yeah. Shay says the M word is Mephisto, and he's angry at you, Andres, for even mentioning it. His exact...
Why?
Yeah, his exact words...
Haven't you been paying attention to fully endorsed Shay? If not, you should.
Right. And KaijuNoir says, I love Mephisto, and while I hate One More Day, it's not Mephisto's fault. Quit. Oh, darn it. The artist... Quesada. Quesada, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. You guys see this. This is next week's episode. I'm so excited. Because it's so stupid.
See, she's 18 and already the creepy sex pervert is trying to get her. Oh, hey, it's, what's his name? Zambola?
Zaragas, I think his name is.
Zaragas, yeah.
I'll double check.
Zambola is the fire one.
Yes. Yeah, no, okay, I'm a sucker for stupid romantic comedies, especially in tokusatsu, and I know that's going to offend a lot of people in the audience. But yeah, it's great that in 3 weeks in a row, they're bringing back the lesser touched upon Ultraman Kaiju. Zaragas, yeah, he's coming back next week, and this will be his first true return appearance. He had
since 66.
Well, he had not just 66, but he made cameos in Mega Monster Battle, Ultra Galaxy Legends, the movie. He appeared in Ultraman Ginga and Ultraman X, but not as a major monster antagonist, like a secondary antagonist.
So his suit was always around.
Yeah, his suit's always around, but I think this is the first time they bring him back in some significant form. And again, it's great that they're touching upon the lesser seen Ultraman monsters. So
does this mean we're going to watch an episode of Ultraman 66 next week?
If you want. Let's hear from the audience. Do you like these double features where we revisit a monster and then watch the more current episode? Because we've done it 2 weeks in a row, but we can skip it for Zaragas. I don't think he's that special or unique. So
let's see. So looking at the list of comments here, let's see. Going to where they start. Where is... Okay, here we go. This is where it started. Not Warrior King earlier said, not to sound like a bitter old man or something, but I do appreciate anime in which the main character includes adult characters like City Hunter, Daiguard, etc.
Oh, take a moment to... take a moment if you're choking.
And let's see. Goji says, you're going to tear Raph a new one in the next live stream of Consciousness of Night Owling. Oh, yeah, we already mentioned that.
Oh, God. He always tears me a new one. Brayton.
School lied to me about what life was like in prehistoric times. No mentions of giant space serpents running amok, picking fights with hooded women. And Tokupunk says, Mega Ranger / Power Rangers in Space did the biggest computer voice. Oh, yeah. Warrior King says, do you think it's kind of cheap? Oh, yeah, we answered that already. Laura says, I thought the holster toy was a cod piece for a sec, and I wasn't totally surprised that they go there. Let's see. Moving forward. Looks like Kamis is enjoying his time before he reviews. Oh, no, he's referring to Kaiju no Kami. Mm-hmm. Let's see. What's it called? Warrior King says, I love this part of the episode. The gut swing is awesome. Absolutely. I definitely agree there. Mm-hmm. A very strange set. It's a very bizarre set of fan service, because usually whenever there is fan service in an Ultraman show, it's usually in the form of a classic kaiju or a classic Ultraman. Very rarely have I ever seen them bring back an older human invention. Not counting, what was it? Not counting like a King Joe custom storage version.
Yeah.
It's like, actually, yeah, they don't really give the they never really bring back any of the, again, as far as I know, they never really bring back any of the past human, what do you call them? Like kaiju, anti-kaiju organization material. So to have them bring back the Gutswing was a huge surprise. This was a very nice change of pace in terms of fan service.
Yes. And plus, yellow is a very good color.
That is true, I guess, yeah. If used efficiently. Let's see. What was it? Laura says, why was there a Guts convertible? Kaiju Nakami says, I was so glad when they finally gave us clarification as to why the dude knew who Golds and Melba were. Oh, yeah, you already read this question. Laura says it looked like the jet was hidden under an underpass. Like, shouldn't you hide that shit better? Warrior King says, I do think it would be cool for an Ultra series to take place in the actual Tigaverse, much like there have been Ultra shows that return to the old Showa timeline, like Mebius. But I don't know how the OG I don't know what you were trying to say there. How the OG Heisei trilogy ended, so maybe continuing it would risk damaging its original conclusion. Well, since you're the one who has seen Dyna, Raph, do you think that we could have continued from that continuity from post Dyna?
Very much so, because there's probably still other ancient Ultramen in stone around the world. And even knowing that Ultraman Dyna ended on a somewhat tragic note for the titular hero, the world is still going. So yeah, I think you could make a proper third entry into the series. Now, just to clarify, Ultraman Tiga and Ultraman Dyna are directly linked to one another. They are direct sequels to one another, just with new heroes, especially after the whole Johnny and Associate debacle behind the scene. With the lead star of Ultraman Tiga. Ultraman Gaia, however, exists as its own universe and is separate from the other two shows. So,
right. And Tokupunk Production also mentioned that Kiyotaka Taguchi, the director I was bringing up before, said he also did the mecha fights for Ryu Soldier and Lupin Ranger versus Patho Ranger. Let's see. Brayton says, Ultraman Wiki is a DJ master of the turntables, ain't he? You know.
He throws records at the monsters, and the monster's like, knock it off! Come on, quit it!
Speaking of Ultraman Wiki, Laura says, you had 20 minutes with Ultraman Wiki, and that's the best you can do?
What did I do wrong now?
And Brayton says, so Ultraman Wiki's beta timer or whatever lets him fight for a 20-minute time limit? Let's see. Laura says, you'd think she'd freaked out when she whipped out his ovipositor shoved in her. Oh, I don't know what that's referring to.
I think it was referring to Gargorgon doing something bad.
Working Forever says, in the last episode before this one, the captain was completely stoic, even while his crew was panicking, and Digital Dada was popping in and out, looking very much like Gendo Ikari, as he patiently waited for his moment to strike at Dada at the end of the episode. Always watch out for the quiet ones, LOL.
Yeah, I'm going to... Okay, continue reading the comments, and I'll share my theory about what's up with the captain, because you were reminded of Gendo Ikari. I was reminded of another scary authoritarian from Japanese fiction. So,
Brayden says, was Ultraman living in Hayata's body, or was Hayata living in his body? Was there a joint bank account in play? I believe...
Good one.
Let's see. I believe technically it was like Ultraman... What was it? Technically it was one body that both were sharing equally.
Yeah.
And like they just simply switched places. But it was Ultraman who saved Hayata from death. So I guess maybe technically it would be Hayata living in Ultraman's body.
That's the case with a lot of the Ultramen, where they are both aware, living in the same body with one another. But in the original Ultraman, it was revealed that Hayata was basically in a 36-episode-long coma when Ultraman took over, and that was Ultraman speaking through Hayata. He only gave Hayata freedom and life back when he left back to his home planet in the final episode.
Personally, I never liked that.
Yeah.
I always wanted to have Hayata be conscious of the whole entire series.
It's almost as lame as when Hayao Miyazaki announces that, Chihiro completely forgot her adventures and spirited away. So fuck you, Americans, and then he flipped everyone off and walked away. So...
luckily, it did. That sort of weird, dark ending for the original Ultraman did lead to a very interesting premise for the Ultraman manga, where it's like, we were always aware, Hayata, that you were Ultraman. We just didn't tell you. It's like, what? Why didn't you tell me that I had all these awesome powers?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, let's see. To clarify the reference, Shay, it wasn't a reference to the Mephisto in Marvel Comics. Rather, it's a reference to the fact that everyone is always theorizing Mephisto is in some way involved in the Disney Plus MCU shows. Again, if you watch Fully Endorsed, which you should, we make it a running gag.
Yes.
Next up, Warrior King Forever says, I like that Gargorgon learned from last time it dodged that shot. Let's see. Laura says, yeah, because after 20 minutes, Ultraman Wiki's booed off stage for playing 4 minutes and 33 seconds of John Cage on loop.
Right.
Let's see. Brayden says, I hear that the Red Man Wiki was booted after 20 seconds of Margaritaville.
I got that reference.
Warrior King says, I honestly look forward to learning what Yuzare's story is at this point. Like if she's some sort of goddess or spirit of the earth or something. Let's see, moving forward. And Laura says, isn't the legal age lower in Japan, or did they fix that? The legal age was never low. It was like, people always say, oh, the legal age is 14. No, it's not, okay? You can't, from what I've been told, you can't do anything there's no physical contact with the girl if they are between the ages of 14 to 18. Once they're 18, then you can, it's pretty much just like America. The only difference is, I guess, technically you can date a teenager, but as long as there's no physical contact.
It's wonderful.
From what I've learned.
It's wonderful how we started tonight thinking it was just going to be a wholesome Medusa-inspired return of Gargorgon.
What the fuck is so wholesome about Medusa?
It's compared to a lot of the creepy sex pervert crap that we've been bringing up throughout the night. I blame Brayton. Let us blame Brayton, Andre.
No.
Okay.
I will not be part of your shenanigans.
Okay, fine.
Let's see. I know Working also says, I know Yuzare is inspired by that strange hologram spirit woman who appeared from time to time in Ultraman Tiga to warn modern humanity of the threats that destroyed her civilization, but I don't think she was implied to be as powerful as Yuzare. Yeah, they're definitely giving her a much more active role in this incarnation.
Yeah, go ahead and talk. I have to look up names before I can explain what the hell's going on there.
Let's see. Kaiju Nakami says not enough Tiga-specific monsters. I definitely agree.
Yes. Okay, Kaiju Nakami, you bring up a good point. We've been mentioning this in past episodes. I'm not a big fan of Ultraman Tiga for various reasons, but revisiting the series recently, yeah, the monsters are really cool. There's a lot of really good monsters in the show. I just wish.
First off, you're wrong. Second, you're right.
Right. Wait, what? I'm confused.
Shut up. Just continue talking.
Yeah, no, we talked about a lot of monsters we'd love to see come back. Like, both of us would really like to see Silvergon and Sakuna Oni returns.
Yes.
Gold Rust would be a great monster to come back, although I don't think they'd use his time travel abilities that well. And kind of a guilty pleasure, but Leon's, the weird dolphin fish monster who's kind of comical but hold his own in battle. I think he'd be great coming back. So, but at the same time, I'm happy that we're not just getting the same old Red King returns again. We are getting kaiju we haven't seen in a little while. Hence, we had Ultraman Power Dada come back. We had Gargorgon today and Zaragas next week. Although, again, I really wish they go deep in the well and bring back some real obscurities and Tiga-specific monsters in particular. So, all right, I'm done. Keep going.
Let's see. Warrior King says the episode does a far better job at calling back to past entries of the Ultra series than anything Hollywood has produced recently, attempting to play on people's nostalgia of classic shows and movies. P.S. Thanks for clarifying that Tiga Dyna are a duology rather than a trilogy, Raph. Sorry about that. Thought Gaia was part of that universe for some reason.
Oh, no, a lot of people make that mistake, even myself, until I actually saw Dyna and Gaia, so... But yeah, I guess they want to go a completely different creative direction with the end of Ultraman Dyna, especially considering how kind of bittersweet that series ended on. So, but yeah, Gaia, by the way, is my favorite of the three trilogies. Heisei era trilogy. Sorry about that.
Let's see. Laura says, does Ultraman use episodes as measurements of time in universe? I wouldn't know about that.
Oh, no.
Working says, that being said, good to know that Tiga and Dyna's universe could serve as a setting for new stories and new Ultra heroes if Tsuburaya ever wanted to do so. Thanks, Ralph. Kaiju Nakami says, even if it is the legal age, it doesn't make it any less disgusting. I absolutely agree there.
Thank you.
Let's see. Tokupunk says, when are you going to show the image that you were talking about earlier? The Chris Evans ones? Because we showed that already.
Yeah. I'll show it again briefly on... No, let's not placate, though.
we're past that.
Yeah, we're past that.
Kaiju Nakami says, yeah, I remember your list from, like, episode 2 or 3. What lit? I don't recall any list.
We went over different monsters we love to see come back.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I also said the fish one and the crowman.
The
King
rabies.
says... I'm enjoying Ultraman Trigger, but I do agree that a next-generation Tiga series should have more Tiga monsters. You're going to have more Tiga in this Tiga series, right? Hello?
Yeah,
my top two choices would be Silvergon and Galonbo for return appearances.
Oh, Galumbo! Oh, that's the witch kaiju. And since Halloween is coming up, we got to do something with her one way or another.
Abso-friggin-lutely.
Yeah, we were gonna do a live stream with Mad Monster Party and Grinch Night with Halloween is Grinch Night, and I asked Brayton whether or not we should throw in that one episode Ultraman Tiga.
No. We got to save it for this show, not that show.
Okay, then yeah, or maybe we'll do like a special Halloween edition of Ultraman Trigger. But yeah, Gorimbo? Or Galimbo? Gilombo. She is a great villain.
Columbo.
Yeah, One more second there, sir. Mr. Ultraman Tiga, one moment while I suck the soul of this little kid here. No, Galanbo, the witch kaiju, she is really cool. She's a great villain. She appeared in like probably the best Halloween-inspired episode that Ultraman has ever had so far. Perhaps the only one they ever had so far. But yeah, it's like she's highly intelligent. She's more magical than science fiction. She's creepy as all get-go, especially in her human form, which looks like a Halloween witch costume. And not like a friendly makeup witch like the Wicked Witch of the West. Like, we're talking like full-on scary, wrinkly mask. She apparently is one of the few Ultraman monsters to actually kill a kid on screen. So yeah, no, she's a great villain. I would love to see her come back. Although, we're already halfway into this show, and I don't know if we're going to be... Because I know... We're getting like a update to Evil Tiga coming pretty soon, and he's going to be a major villain for the remainder of the series. But with that said, I don't know if we're going to get a chance to see any other classic monsters from Ultraman Tiga come back. So which kind of sucks. But yeah, I would definitely vote for Galanbo to come back. So
let me check. Let's see. Is there like a episode list or episode count for this series?
Yeah, right now I'm thinking it's only going to be... Go ahead and look that up. Since we're almost... Oh, wait a minute. Kaiju no Kami says Galanbo was a fantastic villain and was one of my favorite episodes of Tiga. I was planning on making Tiga a Halloween month review when it was originally still supposed to be out on October 2nd. Oh, yeah, the DVD release from Mel Creek. That was my theme aspect for it. So...
let's see. So, how many episodes do we have left at this point? We've got about 15, 16 episodes left, so there's definitely enough material. So the show would definitely still keep going on well past Halloween.
Yeah. I really, really hope that, like they did with Ultraman Ginga, that Ultraman Trigger proves popular enough that they actually do a second season in the form of a follow-up series. Sort of like what they do with the Gundam animes in recent years. You know,
right, like 00 Season 2,
yes.
Iron-Blooded Orphan Season 2.
Yeah, see, you're more excited about that idea when I brought up the Gundam comparison as opposed to
Gundam!
Damn Ginga ass! No robots for Andre!
Or to quote Jobby the Hung, did you say Gundam?
Yeah, but no, it's like I'm really enjoying this series, and I don't want it to end quickly on 25 episodes. But then again, I don't know. We'll see what happens. Kaiju no Kami confirmed Trigger is supposed to be 25 episodes in total, though I expect we'll have another clip show one. Ugh. So, well, the clip shows don't really count as episodes of the main series, so I think we're okay so far. If not, this episode 10 would have been called episode 13 or 12. So, the actual Ultraman Trigger... Oh, wait, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I counted the episode count of our series, not of Ultraman Trigger. Ultraman Trigger, we're on episode 9. But because we did a special episode during its 2-week break, we are on episode 10. So. Are you still there?
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm done.
Didn't give me anything to work off of.
I'm sorry.
How dare you?
I'm a terrible host, ladies and gentlemen. Ow, my fingers.
And Kaiju no Kami says, are you think of the Mist-esque episode okay, no, he's asking a question to Tokupung.
Okay. Well, with that,
which I have no idea what's going on. Yeah. Go ahead.
Laura. Oh wait, before I mention my insane fan theory.
I love that you've left this entire stream so far on her with the creepy sex pervert behind her.
I'm sorry. I'm looking forward to next week's episode. Just because, like I said, I'm a sucker for this kind of tokusatsu character romance comedy.
Not me. For me, it's like Stranger Danger, like all the way.
Yeah, but
I'm getting Stranger Danger vibes.
Let's consider this. All right, Dragon is technically
a creepy sex pervert.
No, he's a giant 5-year-old who doesn't know any better. So it's like this is,
or he's a creepy sex pervert.
We'll see. The next week's episode might get into some uncomfortable stuff, but yeah, I just thought that image was funny with him just like stalking her from a distance. So you don't even notice him. It's like anti-Waldo there. But yeah, let me.
What do you mean?
Okay, it's hard to find where's Waldo. But it's kind of easy to miss the fact that Dargon, the only person in the background, is there.
No, he's not!
Well, it's like I posted this on like my Facebook group as my kaiju image of the day, giant monster image of the day, and everyone didn't even notice. Why did you put a picture of a Japanese schoolgirl? They didn't notice the creepy evil Ultraman guy in the background.
The creepy evil sex pervert.
Yeah, exactly. So, but no, yeah. So no, let me share my little theory about the captain of Ultraman Trigger.
I mean, you're telling me you've got a theory?
Yes,
about the Ultraverse, the Tigaverse.
Yes, indeed. So, okay, let me make sure I got the captain's name right because I just want to refer to him as the captain, even though that's what we all do with all these Ultraman members.
Yep.
Holy crap! Okay, hold on. Give me a moment. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Captain Tatsumi. So, in the episode with Dada, I think, okay, it is very likely, and more than likely, considering the way Ultraman shows and modern tokusatsu are done, that it was just a comedy moment where everyone is losing their shit, being obnoxious, as Brayton says, while Captain Tatsumi is just there completely stone-faced throughout the whole thing. But my theory is, and if it turns out to be true, great. If not, it's a fun theory. Let's just, let's indulge me for a little bit. All the machines on the, what is it, the Desse Nars? The Nars Desse? The name of the ship?
I don't know.
Okay, yeah. All the machines and equipment there were out of order. And the captain, he only went into action when everything was back in order for him to press the laser button against the Dada. So it was kind of suspicious how he was completely stone-faced, not blinking whatsoever. And considering that this show is doing a lot of callbacks to Ultra 7, which is because Ultra 7 is much more popular in Japan than it is here in America, hence the reason you keep seeing Ultra 7 aliens pop up all the time. More so, like, Ultraman is popular for its monsters, Ultra 7 is popular for its aliens, hence why you get a lot of these callbacks. It's usually Ultraman monsters and aliens from Ultra 7. But with that said, the captain just sitting there at the desk, completely stone-faced, not moving, while all the machines were going on the fritz, but only coming back to life when the base was back in action. It reminded me a little too much of the robot commissioner from an episode of Ultra 7, where our heroes supposedly visit a planet where android people took over the world and were enslaving the human-like inhabitants of that planet. And, of course, the robot commissioner is kind of famous for just sitting at a desk, not deadpan, but, like, very emotionless and revealing that he's a robot by tearing off his face and showing the robotic eyes underneath, as his human secretary/slave did maintenance on him. And it's a pretty famous scene from the original Ultra 7, so much so that it's been referenced several times. Even in SS Gridman, the robot commissioner toy was seen, since the episode itself was supposed to be a dream, or it's left ambiguous as a dream, and you see a little robot commissioner toy along with Ultraman Tiga Monster, who is also a dream creature, in the episode where everyone's stuck in Akane's dream. So I think the captain is actually an android, and one inspired or based after the robot commissioner. So, and it's something that won't be revealed until maybe way later down in the series, because he's okay, so we have had a lot of really cool captains in Ultraman, in the Ultraman shows, but this captain, as much as I like Captain Tatsumi, he is way too, I don't want to call him lifeless, but almost way too cool for school. And it's a little, like you said earlier, he might be an alien disguise, although likely it's just done for comical effect. But yeah, I think he might be a callback to the Robot Commissioner and the androids of Planet 4 from the original Ultra 7 episode. So that's just my wacky theory right there.
Okay.
So, your thoughts?
All right. I don't have any.
Awesome. So, okay, Andres. So, let's, Oh, there's really nothing to say in the comments right here. Oh, yeah, Kaiju no Kami says, that is one of my favorite episodes of Ultra 7. I would love a callback to it. Yeah, same here. And so easy, too, because, again, the episode just had, like, androids, like robots disguised as human beings, no major kaiju fights or anything, so it'd be easy to bring those characters back one way or another. Doomzilla says that would have been a great callback. Maybe it will happen. We'll see, but, again, I think sometimes I come up with ideas that are way too clever that they would ever do on the show itself. So, and Laura, for some weird reason, she says, "Damn it, now I want some Red Lobster cheddar biscuits." Cheddar biscuits. Okay, those sound nice right now. But Andres, since we're going to end the episode pretty soon, do you want to say anything? What did you think of this week's episode and the return of your gal, Gargorgon?
I was a little disappointed that she doesn't have as much agency as she had in her big grand debut, but that's only because that she has been, the context around her usage has been completely changed, whereas she was the main antagonistic force driving the episode of Ultraman X. Here she is simply another lackey for Trigger's main villains.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny that the last couple episodes did not feature her at all whatsoever. So, though that would have been a good, if you're going to have an episode of Gargorgon being, acting of her own free will, those would have been the best episodes to introduce her as. But for a show that, primarily revolves, that already has a major antagonist, something that the majority of Ultraman X did not have, I guess this is the best you can do with her for a series that is very episodic, no two-parters, and just relies on monsters that are, once again, one lackey after another for the main villainess.
Yeah, we can say the same thing.
While it's like Ghidorah,
Mm-hmm.
like I prefer a version of Ghidorah that acts of his own free will,
right,
as opposed to a version of Ghidorah that's constantly being under the influence of whatever alien or Futurian, what have you, following the orders of whoever is controlling him. So, but if you're going to make a series in which Gargorgon is subservient to someone, it's not a bad portrayal at all. Just not my preferred portrayal of her. And the fact is, there's already a lot of stuff unrelated to Gargorgon, but there's a lot of story stuff, elements going on around her that it kept me entertained and more than made up for her lowered or reduced role in this episode, especially in terms of the revelations regarding who Yuna, her father, and the official connections to Ultraman Tiga.
Okay, I can totally see where you're coming at there. So, although with that says, like, I'm personally happy she came back. Because again, they've been doing Tuber Eye Productions have been doing this thing where if a new monster isn't popular enough, they recycle the costume and turn it to a new character. And it's like there never was a Gargorgon. This is a new character, Skippy McD. So I'm glad they haven't done that to Gargorgon, and she definitely still remains like one of the best of the newer monsters. But yeah, I do agree that having the monsters as lackey kind of pulls away a lot of the character and presence they have, because I think that's what separates the Ultra monsters from, say, Super Sentai or Kamen Rider. The monsters are very much major characters in their own right. In fact, rewatching a lot of the Ultraman shows of the past, it's wonderful how whenever they show the title of the episode, they would say underneath, featuring today's special guest star, Gomora or Red King, or, you know, it's like, it's giving the monsters their due, almost like the guest star of a Saturday Night Live episode. But yeah, I can see, like, her reduced role as just a basic lackey monster was very disappointing. Sort of like how people were disappointed Rodan instantly became King Ghidorah's bitch in the legendary Monsterverse. But with that said, I'm happy she's back, and I'm happy that they're dealing with lesser seen kaiju. And yeah, the revelations, like, I'm a big monster nut, so I tend to forget that there's a bigger story going on outside the monster of the week. But yeah, this episode was very satisfying in the sense that, yeah, they made an official connection. And yeah, there you go. That's all I can say at the moment. I'm going to read these last two comments from Warrior King and Goji Shea. Warrior King says, it would be interesting if the captain turned out to be an android after all, but I won't be surprised if he's simply a straight man of Guts' select comedy team. Yeah, I feel that way too. And Goji says, he simply asks, hey Enshohma, do you know when you plan on doing your next live stream of consciousness or night owling? We, probably not for the remainder of this month. I have some title cards I need to get ready for October, but know that in October we have a lot of live streams and pre-filmed videos going, so October is going to be a big month for my channel. Warrior King asks of both of us, Raph and Andres, you could pick the main antagonist force from the future Ultra series. If you could pick the main antagonist force for a future Ultra series, what would you like to see? Evil Ultras, classic kaiju, or aliens? Completely new kaiju and alien threats? So let's go with you, Andres, first.
Classic 90s kaiju.
Yeah, I would like to see a team of intelligent kaiju like Gudis or Zogu from Ultraman Gaia.
Or the aliens from, I keep forgetting their name, the Keloids or whatever they call it.
Oh yeah, the Kiloroids.
From Tiga.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing, as much as I don't like them in the original series, I wouldn't mind seeing any of the obscure monsters we haven't seen come back. But like the intelligent kaiju, like Gilanbo and Sakuna Oni and from Ultraman Tiga, Gudis, I'd like to see those be like the main bad guys in a future series. But other than that, yeah, I got nothing really to say.
Okay.
All right. So anything you want to plug, Mr. Andres, before we call it a night, or do you think we're good?
Yes, in fact. So you, as I mentioned before, if you'd like to know more about Gargorgon, you can check out my top 15 favorite giant monsters in fiction on my YouTube channel, KaijuNoir, where you can also follow my ongoing podcast series, fully endorsed, in which Dylan and I recommend new shit to each other that the other host hasn't seen. This coming episode will be on Loki, the Disney Plus series.
Can't wait for it. I want to hear your thoughts on it.
It's essentially the Doctor Who show we've been missing all this time.
You spoiled
it! And so also I have an ongoing indie comic called Primal Warrior Draco Azul. If you enjoy stuff like giant robots like Gurren Lagann or Gundam or Mazinger Z, or Pacific Rim, or if you like giant monster stuff like Ultraman and Godzilla or Power Rangers, I believe that there is something there for all of you. Do check out Primal Warrior Draco Azul, available on Amazon, Comixology, and Kindle. And also, you can check it out physically and digitally. Both options are available on Amazon. And I would love it if you guys were to check it out, read it, and do give your thoughts about it through a Amazon review. Each review helps. Definitely helps in terms of sales, and if you like it, do share it amongst your friends, family, and loved ones if they too may enjoy giant monster, old school giant robot material entertainment. For more information on Draco Azul, do follow the Twitter page at PW_Draco Azul. You can follow the Primal Warrior Draco Azul Facebook page, and you can follow me on Instagram at KaijuNoir. Finally, you can also check out my novel-length anthology book, Primal Warrior Draco Azul Full Metal Chronicles, a collection of short stories featuring Draco Azul, plus one bonus story featuring another giant robot I created. And finally, you can look forward to my Draco Azul novel, Soulless Blood, which I am co-writing with my friend Ace Maroke, coming hopefully soon next month, if all goes well.
Okay, and some of those links are included in the description, although I will be updating them later tonight, so you can get the full picture of what Mr. Andres is selling. And boy, are you always busy with these wonderful projects you do, my good sir. So, and definitely check out it was top 15 favorite kaiju?
Top 15 favorite giant monsters.
Yes, it's a very fun video, and there's some really fun characters he chooses. So, as for me, you can visit also in the descriptions. You can check out my DeviantArt page, my official Facebook page, Enshoma Lives, my official blog, in Enshohma's Corner. And if you want to give some money for us doing this show, you can visit my official Patreon. We will be starting a tier just related to this show, especially since me and Andres have been talking about how to extend it after Ultraman Trigger is over, but more news about that next week. So that's it for the night. I will close us out with music. Andres, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
You're welcome.
Yes, everyone in the chat, thank you so much for joining us. Even knowing that many of you mock us for our wackiness and our inability to tell the difference between Chris Evans and Chris Evans.
Rich Evans.
Rich Evans, thank you. I was almost going to say Chris Rich.
And Chris Tucker.
Yeah, Chris Tucker. And Christopher Lloyd and Christopher Elchison and whatever. We definitely appreciate all you guys coming up and being very excited and active in the chat, and we love reading them as well. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to close this out for the night, and thank you for joining us.